Hey, good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? Hope that you are having a great Tuesday and that life is treating you well today. The sun here is shining bright and beautiful, and the forecast looks swell. And so I know, at least here in the thumb, there's a wave of enthusiasm, at least weather-wise, that summer is kind of on the horizon. I know that gardens and plants and flowers are going to be blooming, and there's going to be this new excitement coming in to our lives as we've kind of endured this last week of misery temperature-wise, and looking forward to, no more winter coats and windows down and just the smell of fresh cut grass, all those good things. Want to take a second today to wrap up the book of Proverbs. And Proverbs, again, is really a collection of wisdom that God gave to us, that over the years, through the centuries, has sustained people and civilizations. It's been read to kings. It's been learned by the lowest of people. It's been lived out by Christians for centuries, and it becomes truly the blueprint for how we live. It's the choices we make, the decisions that we live with, the wisdom that we have when it comes to money or our behavior, our attitudes. It's the way we treat others. It's the good things in life that we should add on to, the bad things in life we should avoid. The book of Proverbs is just full of wisdom for us. As a father wrote to his son and encouraged him how to live, it really is truly just God's gift to us of helping us make it through the day-to-day, making us wise in our decisions. And we wrap up Proverbs with Proverbs 31. And Proverbs 31 is known as the epilogue, is what it says when you look at the scripture, but it's the wife of noble character. And so all these Proverbs, again, primarily written from a father to a son, and now we get kind of this one last encouragement of going, hey, here's the wife of noble character. And here's what can happen when anytime a guy starts preaching about Proverbs 31. There's going to be a temptation, if you're a woman, to be like, well, you ain't know what you're talking about. There's going to be a temptation to say, well, that's not right or that's not accurate. And I know probably over the years, I've thought of this verse or this passage incorrectly as well. I know at one time I thought of Proverbs 31 as being kind of the checklist that I need to check on before I find a wife. But I found Christy and realized she was way better than anything this checklist could provide. But I know that sometimes people preach on that or teach on that. Well, this is what a woman should be. This is what a woman should do. I know that if you're a woman and you read through Proverbs 31, that it doesn't take very long through this passage before you start going, well, I don't do that. I can't cover that. I don't do that. How does that woman handle all that? And on and on and on it can go. And here's what I'd encourage you with. Proverbs 31, the wife of noble character, is not a checklist to prove that you're not enough. It's simply an encouragement to celebrate all the different ways that you contribute to and help out and serve and love the community that you're a part of. So if you're a mom, you look through this list and you say, boy, I don't do most of those things, or I can't do some of those things. It's not a checklist to help you realize you're not enough. It's instead a celebration recognizing all the different ways and opportunities that you contribute to and make this world a better place. I know in my life, I am incredibly blessed by Proverbs 31 women. And what I mean by that is not that they fulfill every requirement on here, but that I've been blessed and don't often do a good job of celebrating enough all the goodness that they've brought into my life, all the ways that they've served me and loved me and raised me and taught me and encouraged me and grown me and shaped me and molded me and corrected me. And so when we read Proverbs 31, when we read this passage, I want to read it today. And I don't often do that. I don't often read a lot, but I want to read this passage again, not as a checklist to prove to you that you're not enough, not to bring up, well, you don't do this and you haven't sold that and you haven't accomplished this, but instead to remind you that in so many ways, guys, us, dudes, okay, if you're a guy watching this, we are so blessed in so many unique and special and valuable ways by women of all ages, women of all vocations. Some work outside of the home, some work really hard inside the home. Some have been moms and grandmothers, others haven't been blessed with children. But we are incredibly blessed by the varied talents and gifts of the kinder, more beautiful sex. And so, again, what I want to do is I just simply want to read this, again, not as a checklist to prove what you can't do or what you haven't done, but instead as a celebration to all the women out there for all that you do, for all that you accomplish, for all the love that you give. The wife of noble character. And this is what it says. It says, a wife of noble character, who can find? She's worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She's like the merchant ships, bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it's still dark, provides food for her family and portions for her servant girls. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She sees that her trading is profitable and her lamp doesn't go out at night. In her hand, she holds a distaff and grasps a spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. When it snows, she's no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. Her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. She's clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and doesn't eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the reward she's earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. And so today, I just want to take a moment, if you're a guy and you're watching this, and as a guy who's saying this, we need to be thankful to God for the wonderful women in our life, whether that is a mom, a grandma, a sister, a friend, a wife, a daughter. We need to recognize how uniquely God has gifted them, how great God has qualified them, how strong and dignified many of them are in our lives, how good their gifts to us have been. And we just need to celebrate that, right? That's how this passage wraps up, is we need to give her the reward she's earned. We need to celebrate all that they've done. And I know Chrissy would be the first to say this or to share this or at least be truthful about it. I'm bad at celebrating my wife. I'm bad at celebrating my mom. I'm a jokester. I'm a kidder. I appreciate them, but I don't celebrate them well. I'm not good at that area of life. I want to get better at it. But I think, guys, we need to do a better job of making sure they know that their skills and their gifts are appreciated and valued. And ladies, if you are here and you're watching this, I know the pressure you face to feel enough, to feel like you're good, to feel like you can, to feel like you measure up. I know that there's always the person looking back at you in the mirror is always telling you what you can't do and what you didn't do and what you shouldn't do and what you haven't accomplished and what you haven't earned and how you're not this and how you're not that. And I just want to tell you that this is a picture of God saying, I see you. I see what you do. I see who you are. I see the gifts that I've given you, and you are beautiful and wonderful, and I love you. And God is telling you, my daughter, my child, you're valuable and you matter. And again, that second to last verse, charm's deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. And I would just encourage you, you are enough. God made you to be enough. He qualified you to be enough. He gifted you to be enough. And so rest in His grace and celebrate His goodness, and just know that even though we don't always say it, we truly appreciate all that you've done for us. Thank you to the many amazing women in my life who have made a difference. For my mom, my grandmas, my mother-in-law, my wife, my daughter, and the many others who have had a profound, important impact on my life. I'm so grateful that God blessed me with them, and I want to do a better job of celebrating them. That's just a simple thought from a simple man, but solid scripture to trust in. We need to celebrate the women in our life. Make sure you tell them thanks for what they do and for who they are, and remind them that they are absolutely enough because of God and His amazing grace and the gifts that He gave to them. Wishing you all nothing but the best. Have a super awesome, amazing, tremendous Tuesday. Truly love y'all. Stay hopeful. Be helpful. Love y'all. Peace out. Deuces.